Hello and good morning.
Good morning.
It's Tuesday. Or should we call it Tuesday?
It's raining as we're speaking now.
Right,
The rain
okay.
just started. Frigorific morning on my way here. Perfect morning. If you are still at home or you've not left the house, well, you're in for a long time because you know how it is when it rains, going out and all of that.
Hey. It's all about a choice. It's Tuesday. Choose to smile. Choose to be happy. Choose to love. Choose to bless. Choose to be a blessing. You can choose to be humble, like Mike. You can choose to be patient, like me. You can choose to be kind, like Winfrey. And above all, just be happy this Tuesday.
Now, yeah? Yay! I should be the enfant terrible, as it sounds now. Titi should be the good books because of what she just chose to say.
Wow.
Hey, come on. We are going to be that blast of sunshine in your face in spite of the rain. This
Tuesday. Say it, Winfrey, say it. Tuesday.
You guys who choose to rest. Right? Good morning, guys. Definitely a good day to choose to be here in front of your TV screen. And yeah, it's going to be an exciting one this Tuesday. Yeah, so I'm choosing to pass it back to you.
Don't do it. It's okay. It's okay. You and Titi, don't do it.
We are the premium family choice for entertainment. And of course, we're going to be doing loads. A lot of people joining us on today's show to make sure we give you that premium family experience. And hey, we're all you could ever ask for. And thanks for choosing to stay with us.
All right, my name is Mike Mr.
And I'm Titilayo. So remember, you can choose to use our hashtag WakeUpNigeriaontvc. Okay, I'm going to stop now. I'll stop.
No, continue.
But it's also a choice to use our, you know what, forget it. We are live all across the world on our mobile app, and a lot of people have a choice between Google Play or iOS, you know, and hey, we love it when you're in our faces with all your great messages and your comments and contributions. Just make sure you follow us at TBC Entertainment _.
Okay, so we've chosen to turn off Titi's mic now. Let's get straight to what we have for you this morning on the show. We have a whole show curated for you.
Yes,
we'll kick off with quite some interesting stuff this morning on parenting. Olabisi Oni, the CEO of Petal Swan Outfit and the founder of Value Added Parenting, where she talks about a lot when it has to do with parenting. And today, we'll be talking about the needs of a boy child.
Started with a girl child last week, so time for the boy child now.
And Moraya Mustafa will be back here today. She is a board-certified health coach, a healthy living ambassador, and an advocate for regular health checks and testing. She's passionate about matters of health and wellness, and our focus today is on first aid, safe-proof in your home and offices.
Akinpelu Ayokumi Julius, popularly known as Dewale, is a gospel singer, songwriter, and music producer, passionate about bringing gospel sounds to the streets. It also reflects in his style of music, and we can't wait for that performance.
Okay, MC Larry J will be with us in the house this morning. He is Gregory, known as Larry J, is one of the key players in the comedy industry. He will be here to talk about what he's been up to.
Yay! All right, it's Tuesday. It's a drizzly, well, rainy Tuesday morning in Lagos. Anyway, not sure what the weather's like in your part of the world, but one thing we don't know to happen on Tuesdays that much is weddings.
Yeah.
And apparently, there is a wedding happening today in Lagos. It's the talk of the town, the social media streets. Everyone is talking about Davido and Chioma.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Davido and Chioma as they finally tie that knot everybody has been looking forward to seeing.
You guys should rest.
We should rest.
The Lord.
Just say congratulations now.
No, of course, congratulations. I'm definitely all for it. I mean, I love the fact. I mean, on social media, we saw her bridal shower, and I mean, their photo, pre-wedding shoots, amazing photos. But like every other person should rest is my point. Because,
Well,
Come on.
Jenny,
Well,
let's keep with the
we
second part
we are the
of
social
your
media
statements.
cousins and in-laws.
Yes, of course,
That's who we are right
No,
now.
I'm just saying, like, a lot of people have had opinions about this particular union. People
Yeah,
talking
of
about how they are sorry for like all manner of
Wow.
things. You understand? And I'm like, yo.
Well, to be honest, it's a blessing when two people come together. They've made a decision to come together and live their lives together. And we pray that, you know, everything they need will come together for them. We'll work together for their good by God's grace. You know?
Being the most productive day of the week. So maybe depends on what area you're going. You watch out how the traffic and all of that will be.
Yeah.
And it's quite rainy. And I love the sound of rain as it falls.
Thanks for staying with us. It's time for the news. My name is Winfrey Agbilishe. We're starting with updates on the outbreak of the cholera in Lagos, Ogun, and Oyo states, where in just 2 days, 5 more persons have died from the outbreak of cholera in Lagos state. The death toll now stands at 29. Commissioner for Health, Professor Akin Abayomi, while giving an update, said the number of deaths rose because affected patients didn't present themselves to the hospitals while the case was mild. Senior correspondent Sarah Ayeku reports.
Key officials from the Lagos State One Health team are holding this briefing to clarify misconceptions and debunk fake news about the outbreak and spread of cholera. The Lagos State One Health team comprises the Ministries of Health, the Environment and Water Resources, Education, Information and Strategy. Leading the team, Commissioner for Health, Professor Akin Abayomi, revealed the state government's response to the outbreak and also warned the public to drink safe water, cook food thoroughly, maintain personal hygiene and wash hands regularly, report symptoms like watery diarrhea or vomiting immediately, and utilize free treatment for suspected cholera at all government facilities. Lagos now has 579 suspected cases, 43 confirmed cases, and 29 deaths from across 20 local government.
The 10th of June, we saw an unprecedented number of cases in our government facilities, predominantly around Lagos Island, Lekki, and Koshofe. The intensification of identifying of cases resulted in a slight increase in the numbers that we identified. As of yesterday, we had only 30 left on admission. And since we have had no new admissions yesterday or as of this morning, those numbers will continue to decrease as they get better.
On rumors about the consumption of tiger nut drinks causing the outbreak, the commissioner clarified that investigations are still ongoing, but residents in Lagos should stay away from unregistered street food and drinks because they might be likely sources of stomach flu.
But if you're going to manufacture anything for public consumption, you must be registered with NAFDAC. So that will immediately put a very high level of regulation over the manufacture of street beverages. So far, we've tested several, and we haven't got any positive results back on cholera. We're continuing to test, hoping that we can maybe identify a particular source.
The government insists the number of suspected cases have significantly reduced from the peak on the 10th of June. For now, the number of cases does not require a vaccine rollout. Even if it did, there is a shortage of cholera vaccines at public health facilities in Lagos. Sarah Ayeku, TVC News, Lagos.
Moving on, President Bola Tinubu says Nigeria remains committed to a balanced approach to energy transition and still requires substantial investments in the oil and gas sector to meet the energy demands and economic needs of its population. He said this at a meeting with the Group Chief Executive of Standard Chartered Bank, Mr. Bill Winters. The Coordinating Minister of the Economy and Minister of Finance, Mr. Wale Edun, described Standard Chartered Bank as a valued partner to Nigeria, providing finance for infrastructure, advice on ratings, and the prudent management of Nigeria's Eurobond. In his remark, Mr. Winters commended President Tinubu's bold economic reforms and declared the international investment community's recognition and support.
Well, we had a very good discussion about the development opportunities in Nigeria, about the brave steps that the government is taking to address some of the economic challenges. These challenges are affecting many around the world, but not everybody has dealt with them as directly as the government of Nigeria is. So our job at Standard Chartered is to help support the economic program of the country, to help restore all the confidence that's appropriate in this fabulous country for international investors, but also for the local business community, to provide financing and to provide finance and advice on how to best position Nigeria for this next chapter ahead.
And on the foreign scene, report says at least 8 people have died in a large office building fire near Moscow. Emergency officials told reporters that just 1 person was rescued from the blaze at the burning building in Fryazino, about 25 kilometers northeast of the capital. 2 people were killed after they jumped from a window, while 6 died when the interior of the office collapsed in the blaze. A local emergency service official says footage online shows thick smoke bellowing from the upper floors of the 8-story complex. The building once homed the Platon Research Institute and defense industry. A statement from Roselectronics, a Russia-owned electronics organization, said the building has been privately owned since the 1990s. Regional Governor Andrei Vorobyov said that a 34-year-old man had been taken to the hospital in a serious condition, while 2 firefighters were also being treated for the injuries sustained in the blaze. And that's all we'll be taking on news and sports for this hour. Do stay with us. So much more to come right here on Wake Up Nigeria.
All right.
Good morning. Nice sacrifices in the news for an interview.
Nice
Sacrifice.
What? Who? I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't worry, you don't know when you will know. You will know when you know.
What, please?
You're not a patriotic Nigerian.
Yeah.
That's this person.
I know him as Kanayo Kanayo.
Okay.
That's his name. He's popularly known as KOK, and he was recently on a very popular podcast, and he had a lot to say. In fact, that podcast was quite long. I was surprised at how long it went. But one of the key things that went viral was when he talked about first fruits. When essentially a young person finally gets a job, earns a salary, that first salary, that first money that they collect from where they work, where do you think it should go? Do you think it should go to your parents? Do you think it should go to the church or the religious center where you worship?
You worship, yeah.
Right? Or do you think it's yours?
If I wanted to give a straight answer, I think it's a matter of personal preference.
God bless you.
Personal preference.
Yes.
Okay.
And what I would say is that don't let anybody goad you into believing you are cursed for doing any other one or any of them. Personal preference.
Okay.
Some people would want to give it to their parents. And your parents are, especially if somebody feels the need to. Most probably your parents might have been the one who trained you. Of course. Might have probably been the ones. I mean, you know they're your parents. There's no need going into all of that. And some people also have gotten that parenthood or that parentage from their centers of worship. Okay. So in some ways also,
it's their spiritual fathers.
Exactly.
That they're giving.
So it's a matter of preference. One or the other, whichever works for you, okay. But doesn't mean that because you've chosen one, that your own is now, you are now feeling like, oh, you are elite, and the other people that are doing it don't have sense. No. That's it for me. Whichever one you want to do.
Don't look at me.
Why would I look at you? Why would I look at you? It's your turn now.
It is your turn.
That's what I would say. So if I was, I always bring this thing up to talk about stuff like this. I remember this person saying that, look, I trained this boy my whole life. I sat back in the village. I didn't go. And sent you to Germany. You became a doctor. I paid for everything. Yeah. And the girl you just met in 6 months' time, you are writing a message. It's the best thing that ever happened to you.
Wow.
And this was a man talking to his son. Direct, like it was like the best. And I thought about it. It really did seem so, because he was writing a message to this girl. He met her 6 months. He wants to get married to her. But in just 6 months,
She's already the
She's
best
already
thing.
the best thing. And we
Okay, I
think
get
about it
that.
that happened to him. And this father stayed back. In close quarters, I've seen what some parents have gone through
Exactly.
to
So that's where I'm
get
going.
their kids to where they are.
That's where I'm going now.
And this is somebody that tomorrow anything can happen, but your parents would always be. So I can understand how that father felt. He was joking about it though. He laughed about it.
I don't think
But he
it's
said,
actually a joking matter. I think it's a matter of culture and how you grew up. I know that when I was growing up, I had always had that insight. My dad always used to tell me that as soon as you make your first earnings, you bring it to us so we can pray for you, so we can speak into it, so that it will multiply. So yes, there is a connection with the spiritual, right? But going through your parents, when you're still under your parents, they are the spiritual conduit to you now. Yes, now. They were the ones that still took you to the same church now. Nobody then carry you go church. So I'm just of the opinion that giving it to your parents and then your parents telling you what to do with it is insightful. To be honest, I think that's the way to go. Now, obviously, for those who tithe, giving a tithe to your church or giving something monthly to God is always there, right? But the truth is, your parents that really put so much into raising you all those years deserve acknowledgement. They deserve to be recognized for that effort. They say that you don't count or calculate how much you use to train or raise a child, but just acknowledging them, it'll give them that joy that, okay, everything they've done all these years, finally something good is coming out of it. Just to give them that little bit of joy. Is it worth it? That's just my opinion on this. But you seem to have something else. What? Wait, your first modeling money. What did you do with it?
That's far gone, babe.
Far gone. What did you do with it?
As Mike said, to be honest, in this situation, I believe, last, you're a human being, you're grown, right? You sat down, you've worked to an extent. You know what you had to do to literally make that first money, right? So when you sit down and think about it, because I believe at that point, it's always a point of, oh, wow, okay, I've actually done this by my hands, do you understand? And then you think about it and look deep within. Whatever your spirit literally tells you, okay, you know what, this is the best thing to do with this. Go ahead and do it. If you literally are one that believe, okay, fine, you pray to God, ask for direction on what to do with money with. If you want to give to your parents probably advise you, or probably, it depends. You're an adult. Please make your decision by yourself. Anyways, in summary, so deviating back to that thing that Mike said about that guy and his father, I think, fine, you said it was a joking situation, but in any case where it's not and where parents actually feel a certain kind of way, I'll say this, right? Literally growing a child up from infants till right now, till like adults, right? I think if the person actually gets to a point where they find someone who they feel is so much of a significant other to them that they can consider to be the best, as a parent, you should be happy. That literally means that, fine, you have done something well, and the person has found that person that they can do life with. Doesn't mean you disregard your parents and everything they do in your life. That's how I see it. Do you understand? Any parent should be happy that, okay, you have twins. If they bring back a responsible person that they feel, okay, you know what, this is the guy for me, wouldn't that bring you some form of happiness?
Of course, there is that joy.
There is that
joy.
But I'm saying that the acknowledgement of that does not disregard. What I'll say is that any true parent, whenever my dad comes to see me, one of the things he's most happy about is the person I got married to. Yeah, do you understand? Sure. Because it gives him that when he goes home, he tells me he has that peace that, no matter what, I know you guys will be fine.
But have you at any point said, he's the best thing that happened to you to your parents' face, like in your parents' face?
Why is he going through his son's phone? It's not a text message.
Wow, seriously?
No, it wasn't text. It wasn't text.
It was a message. You said message.
It wasn't text.
But I'm just,
it wasn't text.
They say...
But on this one, I'm more towards...
Okay, best thing that happened to me in adult life.
Because you see, somebody once said something, and let's look at it, because you see, life can be funny where two people that are unrelated by blood come together to give something.
Same person that can sign document and say.
But then again, another thing I think a lot of people overlook is the fact that, your parents started as strangers, right?
But
your parents
are not related by blood.
They're not related by blood, and that's why you are created. That's how you exactly. Meaning that means your child two will become one, and they'll create their own lineage. That's how I see it.
Who said that too?
But seriously,
I beg.
Two shall become one.
Wow.
But really, you are not your dad and your mom.
They are not blood related.
So
and
what
it's
is
their
this
union
conversation now about
and
your
their
dad and your mom?
understanding.
If they put their
That's
two,
what
they
they
do
talk
DNA
about.
test.
Get you.
They do DNA
But people
test.
don't do that.
Yeah.
It's not, if they do DNA test, they don't have any this thing. It's your
So
dad.
the conversation could even now deviate. Okay, if they're not related by blood, though, who do you now give the money to? That your first fruit between your mother and your father? Is it both of them together, or is it one or the
Of
other?
course, like, they're units now.
Eh?
They are one.
Yeah,
Like,
so
you-
two have now become one now.
My point is that both of them are one. My point is that just looking onto the next generation, as a parent, you should look down and say the same thing that happened with me and my spouse to create this child and their siblings is the same thing that's about to happen to them. So my point is appreciate that journey and literally, and that's literally what
So yeah, they want to talk about
life
first
goes
food.
on.
Say, if I give my parents, all my first food, what will I eat? If I'm not doing
It wasn't your parents that were feeding you all those years.
So I'm just saying,
Did you starve? Did you die?
If it's me now, I will
Please.
I will give to my parents.
Well, I'm very.
By the way, my producer and my director is one day, Olamide Oshofa, I will show his picture somewhere. That guy. But hey, come on, what are your thoughts?
Yeah.
Who would you give your first fruit to?
Yeah.
Give it
Let
to
us
your
know in the
babe.
comments.
Yes, indeed. Let's take a break, everyone. We'll be back with more. Welcome back. It's time for us to have our parenting conversation this Tuesday. Now, parenting both girls and boys is sort of somewhat different. There are certain things that a girl child needs and certain things that a boy child needs. Now, Olabisi Oni, CEO of Feto Swine Outfit, the founder of a value-added parenting platform. She talks on parenting, international parenting methods and daily activities that parents need to embark on. Today's focus is the needs of a boy child. Last week, we started with the needs of a girl child, and we highlighted the fact that, of course, this week we will talk about the needs of the boy child. It's great to have you back in the studio.
I'm so glad to be here again.
All right, so there are certain things a girl needs to know, there are certain things a boy needs to know. First of all, let's talk about the age group. When do you start, trying to instill some of these things that a boy child needs to know?
All right, so, when it comes to parenting, no child is actually too young. Okay. You just dish out some of these things in age appropriately. Okay. That's it. So, for a boy child needs to know that he is on a mission. Okay. And you don't just put it out to the child. But while you are raising the child, there are some things, maybe through your words of affirmation daily, you let the child know, you start building the child confidence. As a boy child, you can't raise a boy child the way you raise a girl child. It is believed that girl child are fragile in a way. But if you raise a boy child like that, it's like you are raising a wife to somebody. Okay. But you need to bring that confidence, that strongness. That's how man he is. So I have two boys, actually. So,
okay. So you're talking about manliness. You're talking about masculinity here. You're talking about making a boy child strong. We've had conversations where I'm talking about on the show. We had conversations where we've noted that a lot of men do not like to express emotions because of how they were raised. They were raised to be strong, to be hard, to not cry, to not express themselves so much. So where do we stand on this?
Okay, so I'm not saying that a boy child should not express emotion. Okay. I have two boys, and my sons, they are very expressive. They say anything. And they cry because it is okay to cry. I let them know that it is okay to cry. Because you are a boy, doesn't mean that you should not show some emotion. I'm just saying that there should be difference between how we raise a girl child and a boy child. A boy child needs to know that he needs to stand up for himself. Yes, that's actually the basis of what I'm trying to say. Okay. That you are on a mission, you are on an assignment. Okay. All right, you are going to be the head of something. Okay. And also, you need to help a boy child to also develop their mental competence. And this has to do with the kind of books parents buy for their boy child as well. Okay. Yes, you build their libraries. There is a saying that elder men are made. They are not created. Somebody must deliberate, nurture that in them. When you see a responsible man today, somebody has invested into that. Like we are a product of parenting, we are a product of a family. So whatever you see out there is a product of something. So you want to raise elder man, you want to raise elder boy, then you must be ready to put in the work. So that's...
So there are some of those values we've talked about. We talked about some values for the girl child. Do we have a list of values that parents can use as a guide for instilling in the boy child?
Yes. So another thing, you need to build confidence in your child, in your boy child. Like I said, for the girl child also, their opinion also counts. So it's not all the time you shut your child up. Okay, like for instance, yesterday I went to pick my kids from school and there was their family, friends also that I picked. So while in the car, the boy was like, Abraham, when will you start making your hair? Okay. My son is a boy. When will you start making your hair? My son was like, never. Why should I make my hair? And the boy was like, but there are some men that make their hair. My boy had to let her know that I am not some man. I am me. I am Abraham. And I have my values. So that could happen because we've been allowing him to have a say in the house. That's why I was in the car. But I behave as if I wasn't there, like I did here. But I love the confidence in his voice. And that's part of the values we have been building, instilling in him that you are a boy. Because I know it's going to go to a time that there's going to be gender confusion. And while raising your boy child too, you need to know that you are raising a boy child. There are some things you don't need to expose them to because of the gender. Okay. So that's another thing. As a boy child, you need to let them know you are a boy. You are created as a boy. Okay. And this is your significance. You need to have confidence in this, your body. This is what makes you different. Because, you know, the whole world is not only happen in your house. The children are going to go out there, meet with peers, want to be tested. But what you have put in them would determine how they react to those things when they come.
Okay, so I know that there are so many different vices out there in the environment now, especially when you think about children that have been sent abroad, you know, and there's a lot of things that children need to be protected from at this point. I know there's probably a parent watching right now who, you know, they've given their child everything they need. They've spoken to this child. They've done what they can, right? But for parents that maybe don't know if they even have what it takes to instill this, these values, you know, what do they do? Where should they begin? And then also for single moms, for instance, raising a boy child, what should they be thinking about?
Okay, so for those who do not know what to do, number one, we start from your beliefs, your religion. Whether you are a Muslim or you are a Christian, at least you have foundation. You have something that is guiding your family. I'm a Christian, so we have something that is guiding us. It's the word of God. That's what we go back to. So I build my children based on that foundation. Okay. So even if on the long run, my child go astray or something, he will come back. Because there is something, there is a foundation, there is something deep down. Okay. And for a single parent, like I said last week, you need a father figure. Okay. It doesn't have to be your family, but look for somebody.
For a mentor.
A mentor, and speak to them. Okay. Even we have our husband alive and everything, it's going to get to a time that your child still needs somebody out there that will be called a mentor. It's called trusted adults, apart from you guys, that you need to introduce your child to that. In case of anything, we are not available, you can trust this person because we trust this person. Okay. I have that for my boy because that's like another father figure for them. Okay. So as a single parent, they need to create that for their girl child or boy child as well.
Thank you so much, Olabisi, for talking to us yet again. We know that we can reach you on social media, and of course, we'll be connecting with you online. This is, I think, the final episode for the month. Yes. Wow, fantastic. It's been a really great month with Olabisi Oni. Please use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC and tell us what you think about this particular conversation. And yeah, we're heading over to the kitchen at this point. Winfrey is standing by.
Yes, of course. Welcome into the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning, and with me here I have Chef Adane of Addie's Agro. Good morning, Chef. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning.
It's great to have you back.
It's great to be back after a long time.
After a long time, right? It's fine. You're making money. We forgive you. It's fine. Money is good. Money is good. Okay, tell me, what are we making today?
Okay, so it's kind of a wet and cold Tuesday, so I decided for us to have coconut rice.
Okay.
That is garnished with fresh vegetables.
Yeah, so coconut rice. Funny enough, right? I found one mighty coconut on my way home the other day, and I bought it. I'm like, oh, I'm going to use this to make coconut rice. Like the coconut was so big, and I know now everything is expensive. So I mean, anyways, we'll talk about pricing later. Yeah. So tell me, what are the ingredients we need to actually make this coconut rice?
Okay, the first and important ingredient is the rice.
Of course.
Right. Then we have the coconut milk that's already been extracted.
Well, so is this fresh?
Yes, it's fresh.
Okay, fresh. Okay.
Because of time. Yeah. So we have blended onion.
Okay.
We have pepper. We have sausage.
Sausages. Okay, that's a
Yeah.
lot of
Then we
sausage.
have the vegetables. So we have carrots, spring onions, tomatoes, and green pepper.
Okay.
We have a seasoning cube, salt, vegetable oil. We have crayfish. We have curry, and we have all-purpose seasoning.
All right, amazing. Actually seems quite concise. That's the ingredients now we're dealing with. So tell me, how are we making this coconut rice? Is it I don't even know what's the normal? Is it a normal way to make coconut rice? Or is there, this generation, we've been doing all one of things. I've seen coconut flakes inside coconut rice, and I'm like, yo, what's up?
Okay, so we're just going to parboil the rice, wash, then mix the coconut water, the onion, pepper, salt to taste, seasoning cube, vegetable oil, crayfish, and the seasoning blends. Then allow it to simmer, then we'll pour the parboiled rice, and allow it also to cook about 10 to 20 minutes. Then we can add the vegetable because we want it to be fresh, and the sausages, and voila, we're done.
So we're not doing the boiling and mixing method.
No,
we're doing the washing and immerging. Yes, because I mean, I love it when we do that because I mean, you have the coconut juice go into the rice and the flavor is really, really strong. Amazing. So now we're literally going to have our ingredients on the screen just in case you want to put it down and try this recipe at home. You definitely should try this recipe. It's amazing. Right now, coconut rice. Simple recipe. We have the ingredients. We have rice, sausages, coconut milk, vegetable oil, fresh peppers, onions, seasoning cubes, curry, and of course some carrots. We have a few other things in there as well, like tomatoes and green peppers and spring onions and the likes. Right now, tell me. You say you've been away for a while. So what have you been up to? Let's catch up.
Okay, the last time I was here, I was quite heavily pregnant with my 4th child. That was in the week of COVID. I took a time off. So, but after that, Addis, we've been focusing more on exports because we wanted the Nigerian and African community in diaspora to have a feel of the Nigerian palate and not feel like they are outside.
Exactly.
So we've had exports to the US, to Canada, to UK, and to Germany. So, and also we've been developing other products. We have a product that is a substitute for bouillon cube. So it's for healthy enthusiasts. So you want to do away with all the So it's the natural local spices.
Amazing. I think that's amazing. And I think we'll definitely need to talk more about this. But let me allow you get into the cooking so our rice is ready in time for our guest. Okay, so right now we still have Chef Adani here in the kitchen. We definitely need to go on a break right now, but there's still so much more happening right here on Wake Up Nigeria. Do not touch that dial. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. Now, there's some really amazing things happening, especially with regards the girl child. Now, the NGO called She Cares have put together something extra special for the girl child 3 times already, and we're here to find out loads more about what the 4th edition is going to be like. We have Helen Akpabio in the studio with us from She Cares. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so I know that what you're working on has happened 3 times already. You need to let everyone know what's happening.
Okay, thank you once again. My name is Helen, like you rightly said. Okay, the name of my organization is She Cares. And what do? We ensure that we seek to the education of the girl child. And one of the major things is to ensure that they have equal access to education. We actually anchor that based on the SDG goal 4 and 5, which is equal education and then gender equality. Then aside from that, we also make use of that to ensure that For every girl child, she must be emotionally safe to achieve the academic pursuit. Because when you're looking at the emotional status of the girl child, you cannot really talk about her achievement without her being emotionally stable. So we look at that, we ensure that every girl child must be emotionally safe in achieving all of this.
You need to let us know how this all started. I believe you're a teacher, yes?
Yes, I am.
Okay,
I'm
so
a teacher.
You've been a teacher for how long?
Okay, for let's say 8 years plus.
Years.
Yes.
Okay. And then you decided to embark on this journey. It's not easy.
It's
from
not.
Conception to, coming this far. How did it all begin?
Okay, so it all started in 2021.
Okay.
I just thought of the idea. Maybe that actually came up simply because of the experience I'd gone through emotionally. Every girl child has actually gone through some emotional trauma. So based on that, I sat down one day and I thought of, can I give back to the society, especially for the girl child? And then I sat down and I thought about it. I was able to reach out to people, okay, this is the idea that I have. And thankfully, people actually got to, to support the idea. Okay. And then it all started like that, 2021.
So is it a debate? Is it a conference? What happens every year?
Okay, every year we come up with the first one, which one of the objectives of She Cares. The first one is the Inter-Girls Secondary School Oratory Competition.
Oratory competition.
Yes.
So oratory. They speak, they make speeches.
Yes.
Okay.
And so that will also back up with a topic.
Okay.
At times it could be a topic, but it depends on how the topic, comes in.
Okay.
Like for instance, the current one we're planning, the Inter-Girls Secondary School Competition, we do that every year. Now, the essence of that is to improve their public speaking.
Okay.
Not every child has that, that confidence, that boldness to face the crowd. So by so doing, we are also using that oratory competition or the debate to reach out to ensure that their confidence is being built up.
Okay, so public speaking is it's a delicate area for young children.
Definitely.
Standing in front of crowds, in front of their peers, in front of
easy.
Teachers.
Yes.
Who have taught them over and over again how to speak, how to conduct themselves in public. It's a lot. So let's talk about age group now. Which age group are you focusing on for the
public speaking?
Yes.
Okay, the teenagers,
yes.
Those in secondary school.
From what age to what age?
Let's say from age of 15
okay.
to 20 years above.
Okay, all right. So now, when they come up on stage, they speak on a particular theme, I believe. What's the theme for this year?
Okay, currently the theme for this year is embracing and sustaining African values and culture through education. And that came to be simply because recently we've been seeing a lot of the youths, even the teenagers, drifting away from the African values and culture. Now, I'm bringing it down to the context of Nigeria. A whole lot is happening. And then we need to remind them that you don't need to forget about your roots. It's your identity. You need to come back. For the fact that we have modernized, you allow Western culture to take over, we still need to remind them that, look, this is where you came from. Okay. The root is very key to the success of any girl child, not just the girl child anyways, but also to the boy child too. We need to bring them back.
All right, so this is happening this week, I believe. Is it on Friday?
Yes, it's happening on Friday.
Okay. Yeah. I'm going to be, looking out for the posts on social media to find out more about it. I have to say thank you so much, Helen,
thank
for
you so much.
and what you're doing.
Thank you.
Honestly, I love to see girl children thrive, especially when it comes to public speaking, because that's what we do here every day.
Actually, one of those things, we discover their weaknesses and the strength we work in them.
Helen, we are looking forward to seeing one of the orators come on the show sometime soon.
Okay, maybe the winner.
maybe. Okay. But we have to make sure we wrap up at this point. Okay. Please check her out on social media and, of course, use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on your comments and contributions. Now, Winfrey has been standing by. Once again, the chef has something to show us. Oh yes, welcome back into the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen. I'm still here with Chef Adane, and we're still making coconut rice in case you're just joining us. Okay, so I'm sure you're expecting this to be busy, right? But it's not busy because our chef literally has everything on lock. Our pepper is blended, our onion is blended, our vegetables are literally washed and chopped up, our coconut milk extracted. Everything is done. Yeah. Literally. So we're just literally waiting for our rice to get parboiled, wash it up, and then we start the mix. All right? In case you're just joining us and you want to have this recipe, look to your screens right now. Keep looking at your screens and then you see the recipe right here. And for coconut rice, we have the ingredients there. We have our rice, our sausages, our coconut milk. We have vegetable oil, fresh peppers, onions, seasoning cubes, curry, carrots, and so much. So Chef, tell me, is there any other thing that we need to, that we can add to this recipe to just make it more, maybe colorful?
As a chef, right, or as a cook, or as a woman, you're in the kitchen, it's your ingredients or your whatever you bring out depends on you, right? So sometimes I cook without the vegetables. Sometimes I could add something else. So it's just. I could add another protein instead of the sausages. I could add chicken, turkey, any of the proteins of your choice. So you can just tweak it.
Yeah, just play with it the way you can.
But the major ingredients, you need to have your vegetable oil, the coconut milk, because coconut rice, you have onion. For the onions, I chose to blend it. Some people don't like seeing
onions in it,
So you can chop it if you like seeing onion, the pepper.
So the pepper mix now, what type of pepper is that?
Just atarodo.
Just atarodo, okay, not tanache, just atarodo.
No, because you don't want the aroma to overpower the rice. So just normal pepper. You can actually also use ground pepper, right, depending on one. The crayfish is also a choice. If you want to use or not to use. Some people, for example, my sister-in-law, she doesn't like the smell of crayfish at all, so she doesn't use it. So then seasoning blends, I chose curry just to add the color. Then all-purpose seasoning that it has actually 13 herbs, spices, and vegetables in them.
Okay, and that is your producer as well. All right, now tell me more about this. Now, I think now I'm actually planning on moving in some plants into my house just to cut down the cost of purchasing all these herbs and all this. So now, how is production for you, considering the skyrocketing price of everything?
I don't even want to go there, right? But it's with the economic situation, it has forced us to want to do certain things. But because when I started the business, I said we want to stick to healthy options to all the seasoning blends and spices in the market, right? So our spices are made with 100% herbs, spices, vegetables, so no additives, no coloring, no preservatives, right? So it's 100% what you see. And so what we did in terms of maybe we are faced with either reducing the quantity of the product or increasing the price. But you'll be doing your customers a disservice. So what we just did, just increase the cost a little. Then we focus more on about 40% of our production to export. We did 30% to local normal part. Then we now got the remaining 30% for single-use sachets. So we have the seasoning blends in a single-use. So those at the bottom of the pyramid can actually get it. So we have 50 naira, 100 naira sachets. So
that's actually, that makes a whole lot of sense. And that's very considerate of you. And I mean, when you're running a business, these are things people need to put into consideration, right? Someone actually just wants that particular sachet and not the entire thing, just for cost's sake. And I mean, that's great. Kudos. Okay, so now we're literally, we're still here, we're making our coconut rice, and we need to definitely go on a break. And of course, it is the top of the hour, and we're going to start all over again from the top. In case you missed the first hour, you have another one to catch up on. All right? We'll see you after this break. We'll be right back.
Good morning and welcome to the second lap of Wake Up Nigeria. We've had one full hour of Tuesday. Hey, come on, we're set to give you another 45 minutes.
Definitely the right choice, and we choose to celebrate with you every single morning. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, so let's get straight into what we have for the second lap of the show.
On Tuesdays, we have our health conversation. Moraya Mustafa is a board-certified health coach, healthy living ambassador, and advocate for regular health checks and testing. She's always been passionate about this. Today, we're talking about what needs to be in your first aid box. Do you even have a first aid box?
Do you have?
In your home, in your office, even in your bedroom, on your desk? What do you have in case of emergency?
Rock performance by Dewale, the gospel singer. He'll be here to serenade us this morning.
Then we have the one and only MC Larry J. Olanrewaju Gregory, Larry J, key player in the Nigerian comedy industry, someone who delivers amazing performances every single time. When it comes to his reality-based skits and dramas that he puts online, everyone remembers that crooked smile. We're going to be talking to him about what he's been up to very, very soon.
Danny, you know that Saturday is my birthday, right? Do you know? I just want to be sure. Do you know, Danny?
Oh, well, I've been reminded a couple of times.
Oh, you've been reminded?
I'm wondering what is it about this birthday?
I don't
that
know.
is
I
so
don't know.
special.
Maybe it's because I'm going to be spending with you
reminded me
guys.
since last month.
I guess it's because I'm going to be spending with you guys. I guess that's
Really, your last birthday, you were here with us. And I remember what you said to me, particularly.
What did I say to you?
Your normal,
you buy me a present, that's why. You must buy this year. Let's check out what's happening in the kitchen, Danny.
All right, welcome back into the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen. I'm still here with Chef Adane. And our coconut rice is underway. We're literally about to start mixing and frying. We're waiting patiently for our rice to get prepared. So, Chef, tell me what's up.
Okay, so we just want to start mixing.
Okay.
So I'm going to put in...
what is in our pot, first of all?
That's
Oil,
vegetable
right?
oil.
Vegetable
Yeah.
oil, okay.
So
can we use coconut? So we use coconut oil.
Yes, you can. You can.
Okay. So we
But
intensify.
so it's like I said before, it's a choice. You can always tweak. You can always work around things to suit your palate, to suit the taste that you're looking for at that time.
Oh, I love what you're doing right now. This is something I actually learned sometime, I think late last year, frying your spices.
Yes.
And I think it takes the meal to a whole new level.
Yes.
Literally.
So frying. Talking about frying. So spices have oil, right? So to bring out some of the flavors, right? To make it smell, because I know you've tasted different types of spices.
Yes.
They have different. So to bring out the flavor, you toast it.
You toast it.
Yeah, you toast it. So I'm going to add our onions.
Yeah. Okay. So our blended onions going in. And I think it was so, I don't know what word to use. Because I mean, growing up now, you know how, first of all, when you put oil, next thing is onions. Do you understand?
No.
But I mean, frying, especially when we are working with curry,
Yeah.
it literally just lights up the whole place.
Yeah.
Even the entire house literally just smells really, really nice. So next up,
So
we're going in with
the atarudo, the pepper.
atarudo.
So I'm going to add, I don't know how you people like your pepper. Even though that pepper is not very expensive.
It
I
is,
remember my husband just came back and I served him a meal and he said, come. Is this pepper that is expensive from where I'm coming from, not expensive in Lagos?
All right,
Yeah.
okay.
So just going
I mean,
to...
no matter what, God, we thank God for provision. We'll still eat food and we'll eat well in Jesus' name, amen.
You know, I always tell people, right, because I get a lot of mentees and people want me to train them. So I tell them, you just look at the wake of COVID. It was the people in agri, people in food, the business that was just going on.
Okay,
So,
all right.
Things you need to...
All right, so we actually need to go on a break right now, but not to worry, our coconut rice is well on its way to preparedness. All right, so do stay with us, we'll be right back.
Your wife go out, rain fall, rain beat her. You will still have to apologize to her to say, babe, I'm sorry that it rained. It's you that created the rain. And you're not telling me that married men will make heaven and their marriage is working. No, the two cannot work together at the same time because you need to lie well. You need to use wisdom so that you will make heaven and make your marriage work. See, if you are single, you don't know what God has done for you. Just be thanking God so that your own will come.
Wisdom is profitable to direct.
Wow. The one and only Larry J. Larry Gregory. He's in the building.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Oh, it's good to have you back.
Yeah.
You come fresh today. What's happened?
It's buff.
Buff. London weather, Abby.
No, London. It's this Lagos weather.
Lagos weather?
Lagos, London. You know when it's falling and then you turn on your AC. You know, I now cover yourself with a very confused feeling. You know that feeling?
Oh.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's always good to have you in the building. You're always great for a laugh. Your videos keep getting funnier and funnier. Where is this inspiration from now?
No, it's from my reality. Like, from my reality, from things that have happened to me in my life. Because things I was told and things I'm experiencing are two different things. Like, this will happen. Like my godfather told me, when you marry, you'll be controlling everything because I'm the second born. Everybody's controlling me in my house. Wow. First born will control me. Larry, go and bring down. My mother will control me. Larry, go and my father will control me. Larry, go and bring. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And that's if I'm married, I'll be controlling everything.
Oh, wow. So who is controlling things now?
God is controlling things.
God is in control. All right.
My wife said I'm the head of the house. Let's just leave it like that.
Ah.
But you know, it's the head that's supposed to be controlling.
Yes.
But she's the one that used to remind me that I'm the head.
Okay.
And she be at the head of the house. Go and put rice on the fire.
Okay.
You want to go and bring water? Okay, Kuku puts beans on the fire as you are coming.
Wow.
You start to send you message. And you are the one doing it. So God is head in the house.
When it comes to online skits and everything, you were well known for this for many years before it even became a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah? I've been wondering about how you've been able to evolve in that space because there was a time that it felt like everybody was doing it. But have you ever felt the need to maybe slow down in that space?
I would say I don't have English, God. This morning, okay, I've not used my English this morning. I used it yesterday. But yes, I have actually had to do a lot of things myself. And what actually pushed me into doing this kind of one is because I realized before I call the camera guy, and the person you want to shoot will say, I'm busy now. I'm stuck in traffic. Like, you know what? I paid everybody.
Wow.
When I come, let's shoot. Everybody's now coming at different times.
Wow.
I just told them, you know, everybody go home.
Wow. Okay.
I'll do it myself. I'll tell the story. Whoever understands, understands. Whoever doesn't understand it, they don't have sense. That's all. I just make sure it's as simple as possible. And then it started from there. And to the glory of God, at least we're where we are right now.
Okay, so how sustainable do you think this is? Do you think, okay, you keep it, so now do you, of course, because it doesn't seem like so pre-planned, so it's like as things come, that's actually how you relate.
Oh,
so do you actually just relax in that knowing that something will happen, you will have to relate?
So sometimes it comes from things that happens naturally. And then I just compare it to myself. Because I would not talk about other people. I'll not do politics. I'll not do political anything. I'll not do anything out of the ordinary. I'll do something you can relate with, something I can relate with. For example, the first time my son asked me if I'm mad.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you said, wow.
Yeah.
You did.
He actually asked you that question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Meanwhile, he was actually asking if I'm angry.
Oh.
But as a Nigerian father.
As a Nigerian father, Dad, are you mad? You say what first? Say it again. He was sincere,
Wow.
but I let me know that I've overreacted first. And
You have to calm down.
He's asking a question, a sincere question. Okay. Because I got in the house very grumpy. I'm not thinking to myself, do you know we cannot tell our own father, me.
Yeah.
I can't ask my father, are you mad? Or no, you can't. You can't. They don't born me well. Only if I want to go back to my mother will tell me I have 4 children.
Oh wow.
If one product is not good, you return it to the owner. You understand? So you are the product. You don't want to go back to your owner because it will be painful for you. Do you understand? So all of us will behave ourselves well.
All right then. We have another clip of Larry J, for you to see, and we'll be back after this. Okay, so we're preparing that clip. Yeah. It was part of the joke, it's part of the joke. But the issue is, now Larry J has a live event coming up very, very soon.
Yes.
An opportunity for you to experience him live and direct on stage.
Yes.
Talk to us about the theme.
It's coming up on the 7th of July at Avesis Auditorium, Providence Road, Lekki. And of course, it will be comedy. Of course, I always like to have a little bit of juice. For every rice, there should be meat. For every meat, there should be rice. It's that's why we have chicken and chips, rice and beans. There's always something and something.
Yeah.
So we always look for something to add to. So we decided to add like fine arts competition.
Yeah.
Whoever wins gets a sum of 1 million naira.
1 million. That's the way you just said 1 million. Like,
Yeah, because it's not my money. The person that is paying the 1 million naira. That's big shout out to Adu Maradon Gallery. So they are also a therapeutic fine arts place, and they deal with they help people through mental health through the use of art.
Amazing.
And so they decided to give something back to the fine arts people.
Fantastic.
Because the economy is not balanced. Who want to be buying drawing? Who want to buy drawing? You eat first before you draw. You understand? So he has decided to put this together.
But it actually makes a whole lot of sense now. So now for the comic part of things, are you going to be the only one performing?
No. It's Larry and friends. I have some friends who are ethical, some friends who have
So tell us, who are we expecting?
I'm expecting SLK, Damola, we're expecting Ovi Godwin, we're expecting MC Royal, we're expecting a whole lot of them. We're expecting, in fact, some people are coming as Kenny Drunk is a surprise guest. Kenny Black is a surprise guest. Oh, I said it. Okay, so, but yeah, they will also be there.
Oh, amazing.
We have loads of people. We have we have good number of people. And it's not one of those that you come and you cannot come with your teenager.
So it's safe for family.
Safe for family.
For families.
Yeah,
You've
that's
been
what I
very
pride
intentional
myself
about that.
Yes. Why is that? Why?
Because I realized over the years that it's just ethics. Like, I don't want to say something and come across as though I don't have manners. I want to say something and you'd enjoy and you can learn from and still get the message. So that's why I would say things about childbirth without going vulgar. I would say things about growing up without going. I will even talk about puberty without. There's always a way around it. You have to be smart about it.
I think that's actually very important considering how fast it seems like we're losing morals, losing values in this day and time.
Yes.
Especially in the entertainment industry.
Yes.
Because some people believe that they can't joke and literally be funny if they literally don't go a certain route.
Or if they don't abuse someone, if they don't tackle some issue, trending matter. But that's not always been.
If we treat our background, our issues will be solved. Because majority of the issues we have with people, especially online, is literally sometimes it comes from lack of respect, sometimes it comes from lack of moral,
lack of home
not even moral standard, because there's no standard. Let's even use only moral. Do you understand? Because sometimes we say, this person, you are not using your number 6. Do you even have, they even have number 1?
All right, now MC Larry J is a stand-up comedian, one of the few that you can actually say stand up. In fact, let's stand up now and go to the kitchen.
No, you should stand up and go to the kitchen.
Okay, we're not standing.
We're not going.
Sit down comedian.
You said no.
Sit down comedian.
No, we should go to the kitchen.
Don't worry, we'll do takeaway.
I cook too.
We'll do takeaway.
I'm a cookery.
You mean your wife makes you cook?
No, I'm forced to cook. I'm forced to cook. Do you understand? She said I should put peanut butter in bread for the children. And me, I say, which color is it? Brown. I put it. The children came and they say their bread is dry.
Wow!
I went this stubborn that I mistakenly put inside. So they ate it. Not
bread.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bread.
Yeah, it's Ogbo bread.
Oh, Ogbo bread.
Yeah, Ogbo bread.
Well, eventually we're gonna have, on social media, we're gonna put up the final look of what we've prepared in the kitchen for you today. Now, nice. Mike and our
coconut
chef.
rice,
Chef Adani is here.
Yeah.
Adani, well done. She's done a wonderful job. But sometimes our fried rice can take a while. So the food is almost ready.
Almost ready.
Almost ready.
Yeah.
MC Larry J, later on, you get to have breakfast for
will
you,
not
Chef
see
Danny. Well done.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.
It's been a
Larry
wonderful
J.
You look at the
you.
promised land.
Now you cause them.
You look into the promised land. You don't get to enter
The
inside.
way the smoke is even
The
coming
smoke
out.
is coming out.
is-
All right, then. Well, we're looking forward to your
Amazing.
event. We're going to be there live and direct.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
I look
indeed.
forward to seeing you there.
Much love, much love. Thank you for joining us again.
It's a pleasure.
It's been a very interesting Tuesday right here on Wake Up Nigeria. We're going to be back again 7 a.m. tomorrow morning.
See you.
Bye.